Today on the Stay at Home Chef, I'm going to give you the ultimate guide to making cake pops at home. Cake pops are an amazing bite-sized treat that everyone from adults to children love. And for the last several years, my little sister's been the queen of making cake pops. And thanks to my little sister Brooke, I get to show you her tricks for making the perfect cake pops at home. Cake pops have three main things about them. First up, the cake that you use, the frosting that you use to hold it all together, and third, the coating that's going to make those shine. Because this is an ultimate guide, I will be going into depth about all three of those things, starting with the cakes. Cake is the main ingredient, hence the name cake pop. So today I'm using the Stay at Home Chef's famous chocolate cake recipe. But you can use any flavor of cake you want to make cake pops. Here at the Stay at Home Chef, we have the world's best cake recipes for chocolate, red velvet, vanilla, white cake, coconut, and honestly, so many more. But if you're in a time crunch, you can always use a boxed cake mix. Or you could even use an already baked cake from the store. I just recommend taking off the frosting from it or buying a non-frosted cake. But you're the chef at your house, so do what works for you. Now let's get our hands dirty by crumbling up that cooled cake. The smaller the crumbs, the better. Then, next up, we're going to need some frosting to hold our crumbs together. And yes, you can use a store-bought frosting, but please don't. It's super easy to make frosting at home, and it's 100 times better. The sky is the limit with cake and frosting flavor combinations. However, let me show you this buttercream frosting that has gone perfectly with any cake it's ever been paired with. To start, add in half a cup of softened salted butter into a clean bowl, and beat that until it's light and fluffy. Then add in 3/4 a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and combine until smooth. Next up, we're going to add in 1½ cups of powdered sugar, about ½ cup at a time, mixing in between the additions until that's smooth. Now that it's pretty smooth, we're going to add in ½ tablespoon of milk and blend that all together. Once that's nice and smooth, add 1/4 cup of that frosting to your crumbled up cake. Then using your hand or a spoon, you're going to mix that buttercream into those crumbles. What we want is for that cake mixture to hold together if we gently squeeze it. If it is too crumbly when squeezed, keep on mixing in 1 tablespoon of buttercream at a time until that starts to hold its shape. Once your cake mixture is good, take a cookie scoop or a spoon and scoop up that cake mixture and form it into 1½ inch balls. And place those balls on a parchment-lined baking sheet. Now we're going to place these in our freezer for at least 10 minutes until they set up. Now we're on to that final step, the coating and the toppings. For the coating, you can use any flavor you want. I just recommend using the candy melts. Whatever you choose, you're going to want to put about 20 ounces in a glass bowl and microwave it for 30-second intervals, stirring it in between until it is completely melted. Once fully melted, go ahead and take those cake balls out of the freezer. And grab yourself a cake pop stick and dip about 1/2 inch of that stick into that melted coating and stick that into the cake ball about 3/4 inch. That melted coating is going to act like glue and help make that cake ball stay on. Now slowly dunk that cake ball into that melted coating. Now raise it up and out and swirl it a little bit to get off that excess. Then I like to stick the bottom of the sticks into some foam or an old Amazon box to let them cool. Now let's quickly talk about those toppings. Cake pops can be topped with whatever you choose, either sprinkles or chocolate drizzle. If using sprinkles, do that while the coating is still hot. Then once that chocolate's hardened up, you are ready to eat. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written instructions and recipe in the video description below. Be sure to check out thestayatHomeChef.com where you can find hundreds of restaurant quality recipes you can easily make at home. We'll see you later.